Hey, what's up guys? It's your boy George coming back at you with another YouTube video, and today we're going to be working on Naya, aka the E92 M3. So we got her here at the shop. Today what we're going to be doing is replacing the power steering reservoir. There's nothing wrong with the stock one that I have right now. Actually, compared to my first BMW, this one is the cleanest one that I've had. So for those that don't know, the stock power steering fluid reservoir is made out of plastic, obviously, but another thing that it's common for these to leak, but another issue is that when the power steering fluid bubbles or boils over, there's a little hole right here that's basically meant to like be a relief valve kind of thing, where the excess fluid will be pressurized out. And what you'll see is most of the times that E92s or E90s in general, when they open up the engine bay, this is just caked in power steering fluid. Today, what I'm going to be installing is the Turner Motorsports oversized or expansion tank, whatever you want to call it. It's basically, like I said, an oversized reservoir. The purpose of that is it helps. It has more fluid in it. It holds a lot more fluid than the stock reservoir, so it helps with when you're on the track, preventing boilovers or like overheating the fluid. Stuff like that. Another thing is cosmetic wise, it looks way better than that stock reservoir. And then third is it's aluminum, so it's not plastic. It lasts longer and it's more durable. And the difference between this one and ones that you'll commonly see on eBay or like on Amazon, they have what they do sell though. So what you'll see online a lot of times is what they sell is like an expansion tank. So basically, it's just a piece of CNC. It's a expansion on the reservoir that you screw on, and then it has its own cap on top, which basically it doesn't allow you to increase the capacity of the stock reservoir. It's actually not recommended. It's recommended that you do not like overfill the stock reservoir when you have those on. What they do is they act as an expansion tank to capture that extra fluid without it going out into the atmosphere. And yeah, they look nice and stuff like that, but when you really think about it, it's like a band-aid over a problem, because like obviously over time this plastic will at some point become brittle and it will start to leak at some point in time. It's just a matter of when, not if. So yeah, one thing I do need to do before I start jibber jabbering, Taylor Ray reference, is I need to find the actual freaking parts. It's in one of these boxes. I think this is my headlights and my tail lights and some carbon fiber. It's either in one of these three boxes, but I'm gonna have to pull them down and check. So let me get on that. All right, let's see if I can grab this stuff without knocking everything else down. I doubt that. Yeah, these are mirror caps. I was about to say I doubt it's in here because this is light as hell. Probably not in here. What is this? I think this is it. Yes. This is the reservoir, the oversized reservoir. I'll show you guys a comparison when I have it lined up with the stock one. But yeah, and it's baffled as well. All CNC, baffled with an internal filter, all of that good stuff, as you can see. Helps prevent like the sloshing around and stuff like that. All right, so I got all the parts that we need. Oh, sorry. I got all the parts that we need, so I'm gonna show you guys right now what we're looking at. So we got the oversized power steering fluid reservoir. This thing is beefy, it's massive, as you can see, pause. Very solid. There's some weight to it, and you could tell just by how it's built that it's high quality. So we have that. Then we have the adapter for the underside. As you can see, it has 2 holes, pause, well, 6 holes to line up with this. You put an O-ring and you know the screws and stuff. Over here we have the fittings. We have a 10 and a 6. These are provided by ECS. You order the kit from Turner Motorsports, but it comes with ECS parts. I think they're all like partnered or like owned by the same people or something like that. And then obviously you have your O-rings and then the screws that go into the bracket underneath here. I'll show you guys how to install that in a second. So obviously, going back to the car, the only thing you're gonna need to remove off of this is basically the only thing that we're gonna reuse is obviously the lines that go to the power steering reservoir. You can reuse these clips. Apparently they're reusable. I gotta see about that, how easy it is to you know, obviously I'm gonna have to remove them, but how easy it is to reuse them. And then you're gonna reuse this bracket right here. So basically it's 2 bolts here and then right here to release the plastic bracket. But so before we start all that, I'm gonna start by building this. So just to give you guys a quick look on the inside of what it looks like. Like I said, it's baffled, has filters inside of it. You can kind of see the filters. Well, either way, it's baffled and it's filtered. There's a filter in there somewhere. So it's gonna, you can even see by the top, like the weight is crazy. But yeah, so boom boom. So basically this is just gonna line up like this. Oh, wrong way. I'm a little slow today. It lines up like this and you screw it in underneath. I'm gonna show you how to get that done real quick. So right now what I'm doing is I'm just grabbing the O-rings and placing them where they need to go. All right, and then the screws, they're all the same size and everything. You're gonna need a wrench to do this, at least for a portion of it. Of course, leave it up to me to not have a wrench, an 8mm wrench or the equivalent size to that. I do have some adjustables, so I'll see if that works. I'm highly doubtful. If anything, I'll probably run to the auto parts store real quick, like Harbor Freight down the road, and try to get a set of some small ones. Some small wrenches. Let me just do a little bit of cleanup here. And then for these fittings, I'm just gonna try to get these fittings on while I'm here, since, you know, these are Ziplocs, so I'm gonna do my best to try to keep them nice to reuse them. They already have fittings on them, or O-rings, so you just go and thread them on like so. Just grab my adjustable right here. There we go. Now same for this side. This one needs a bigger one. It doesn't take a lot to get these locked into place. And boom, for these right here, what you're gonna do is line them up. So obviously you're gonna line it up like this to figure out where everything goes. And what you wanna do is you can just start the threads right here. You can add thread lock if you want or whatever. Anti-seize, I'm not doing that. And then from there, while making sure that the gaskets stay on, you want to just slide it and pop it in. I tightened it a little too much. Making sure that the gaskets are seated, or the O-rings, whatever you want to call them. Slide it in, boom, like that, just like so. While I'm here, I'm just gonna hand tighten these down. It does look like I will be able to get my adjustable under there, so hooray for that. And you wanna tighten it down on this side. Obviously, you don't want to tighten down too much, because as you can see, it becomes uneven. So you want to back off a little bit, so that way you can get them seated perfectly. And what I'm gonna do for now is I'm gonna pull this closer to me. I'm gonna remove the top, so that way it can sit flush. Top somewhere safe. Give you guys a better view. It is an 8mm. So I'm gonna see if I can get I can. Do I really want to? No. I'll just do it by hand, suffer. This is going to take forever because of the, nature of things, but. All right, so once you're done, you should end up with a situation looking like this. The fittings are on, the O-rings are in, everything is all evened up and ready to install. So basically, minus the cap. But so now we're gonna shift our focus over to the car. One thing I didn't mention earlier, but I think should go without saying, is that if you're doing this, chances are you're also going to be doing a flush. In my case, I'm not, because of the fact that the flush was done when I bought the car at 60,000. I'm at it's like 60,000 and change. I'm at 80,000 and change. Could I do one? Yes. There's two different ways to do it. You either jack up the car, remove the skid pan, and bleed it straight from the rack, or what you can do is what most people do is, once they siphon all of this and install the new reservoir, they put in fresh fluid, they move the wheels, drain out the fluid, put in fresh fluid and drain out, put in, drain out, and it's just a cycle until the fluid is clear. My case, I'm not going to do it. But one thing you should have is CHF11S on hand. This is about, like, I want to say half, a little bit over half. I don't even know, but it should be enough for what I'm doing. All right, to drain the fluid, you want to grab one of yourself one of these bad boys. You pick it up at Harbor Freight. It's just like a little siphon. I'm gonna use a water bottle, but you can also use a drain pan and stuff like that, or another different type of container to contain the fluid. So I'm just gonna go ahead and attach this. I do believe it's just a simple plug right here. So we're gonna uncap this. And just to give you guys a better understanding, as you can see, this is like your dipstick as well, but it goes into the side where the hole is, so it allows it to vent out the to atmosphere the overboil or the boiling fluid. I'm just gonna go in here. Not even all the way up, I don't think. Okay, either way. Oh nah, my fluid is kind of black, I'm not gonna lie. Damn. Did he lie about doing it? Oh, making a mess. Okay, so it's not horrible, but it is kind of bad. Yeah, that shit needs to be done. I think he lied. Is it? Did he lie? I don't know. but I think it's time to do it. So I'm just gonna. Actually, it's not bad. It's just I'm bugging. I don't know, bro. I really don't know. All right, so I got all the fluid out. It's pretty black, so I will be flushing it. The option that I told you about, just adding fluid and draining it, or I will go and drain it from underneath when I install the exhaust. Right now, I'm just gonna go ahead and clean up fluid. Shit does make a mess if you leave it and let it like get caked up and shit. I'm gonna wash the car again anyway, so I'll give me some time to come through and clean everything in the engine bay. It's hot out here today. All emptied out. All there is to do is just unclip those and then undo these 3 bolts. So I'm gonna remove these 2 to see if I can get more play and more room to work on the clips. So of course, when things are going too easy, something has to make it difficult. Freaking, I got both the clamps off, but the holes on the bottom seems to be like fused to the fucking plastic for some reason. This one slipped right off. The holes for the bottom seems to be fused to the plastic, so I might have to cut it. Now what I'm doing is just trying to make sure that there's enough length from this new reservoir, so that way if I cut it, I don't run into the problem of, you know, it being too short to get on there. So let me just handle that and I'll get right back with you guys. I ended up having to cut it with a razor, a straight razor. That shit was just fused on there badly. So what I'm gonna do now is remove this bracket, clean it up, and then transfer the bracket over to the new reservoir. Clean it up. All right, so now gotta fix this bracket up. Let me just wipe this shit down real quick. Get that finish. There we go. Line it up. Add that screw bag. We're gonna do it just enough so it can bite, and then we're gonna put this in and you know, cinch down everything, line it up, stuff like that. Alright, so this first clip came on easy. The second clip, again, the smaller line was just being a bitch, but was able to get it on there with some convincing. So now all that's left to do is fill her up and start the process to bleed. I don't think I have entirely enough fucking power steering fluid, but we'll see. Just pour it in there, nice and green. Yep. level. Obviously, I'm not draining and refilling it just yet, or clearing out the system. So this is what it's gonna be at, and then you're done. This is the cap. There's no O-ring or nothing like that on it, as you guys can see, but it just goes on like this. Yeah, that's the final product. So we're gonna take it to the wash, clean up the engine bay, shine her up, but like that's the final product. It sits there. I have it higher than what most people would have it sitting at, just because of the interference from the coolant reservoir. As you can see, everything in this engine bay is hot as hell, but like, you know, it should be secure. It is secure. I don't have any problems with it sitting that high. Looks good. Has a noticeable presence in the engine bay. So yeah, if you guys enjoyed this video, drop a like, comment, subscribe. Well, you guys do what you want to do. I'm not gonna ask, I'm not gonna tell you guys what to do. Y'all do what y'all want to do, but comment back guarantee is always a thing with me. I love interacting with you guys. So if you leave a comment, I will always respond. It's not a matter of if, but when. So if you guys enjoyed the video and you want to see more Beamer content, let me know. I know some of you guys have been really enjoying this build so far. I know it hasn't been anything crazy yet. I'm just waiting. The real issue with the Beamer build is that the car is in desperate need of paint, and I want to paint it before I put on a lot of the things that I have. Like, I have a lot of parts for the Beamer. Like, all of this stuff is for the Beamer. It's just that, like, you know, I don't want to put nice parts on paint that's not really all that great. And I did get it like paint corrected, sort of, and it was fine, but I want this to be mint, you know what I'm saying? So the car ain't fast. It got to be like mint. So yeah, so if you guys want to see more content of this, hit that subscribe button. Again, I'm not gonna tell you what to do though. I'm not gonna tell you what to do, but I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.